We're going to do the lower body workout now. After you've done your release, which you're probably going to want to do always before every workout, you're going to come back up and sit in the chair, and we're just going to activate the hip flexors. So bum on the edge of the seat, feet are a little bit less than hip width apart, and you're going to bring that knee up, keeping the arms straight, pressing in, feeling the contraction of the abdominals, and switch. So bring the knee up. Inhale as you're switching to the other side. I'll show you what it looks like from here. Keeping the shoulder blades back and down, really making the contraction of the tummy. So 10 repetitions there. Then we're going to stand up just in front of the seat, okay? And we're going to do a quarter squat. The reason I call it a quarter squat is we're not going down all the way. We're going to go down to our butt on the bench. So a little bit wider than hip width apart. Toes are turned out. You're going to sit your butt back first. Arms are going to be out in front of you. Tuck the chin. You don't want your head here. Touch the edge of the seat. Squeeze up through the glutes. Making sure that you're really allowing for your knees to press out, but your legs, lower legs, to rotate under. Sit the butt back, squeeze through the glutes. Okay, making sure you're coming all the way up, 10 to 12 repetitions there. Then we're going to take the seat, put it in front of us, use this as a bar to hold on to. Your feet are together. You're going to hinge at the glutes. Stabilizing knee is slightly bent. The leg out behind you is straight. This leg up behind you has to stay straight. So keep in mind that you're pretending as if something is pulling you up to the ceiling from your knee, not from your heel. So we don't want to see a bend. You're hinging over just enough so we're feeling that stabilizing hip. Keeping that back nice and flat so there's no rotation happening here. Gently holding on, shoulder blades back and down, lifting through that back knee, keeping the leg nice and straight, feeling the glute working here and absolutely working on the stabilizing side. Breathing out every time that leg is being lifted. So 10 to 12 repetitions. Then we're going to stand with our hands just on the back of our hips, pull the elbows back, and gently lean back into that half camel. Breathing there, don't hold your breath. Any pain or discomfort, don't do it. We can discuss questions that you have. If that arises, write it down and we can get to hinge over again, making sure you're going to be stabilizing here, straight leg back, and lead up with that back knee. Breathing it out. Right? So you're feeling that glute kicking in. And done. So 10 to 12 per side there. Then we're going to go into our hip complex on the floor, finishing off with our hamstring curl with the ball. So laying on our side, I'm just going to do one side for you, and you're going to do the other side. You can stop the video and do the other side. So we have either our hand here, or you can have the yoga block underneath you. Okay, we're going to start with your feet are going to be in line with your tailbone. You're laying on your side. You pull the core in so that you're not just letting it all splay out onto the mat. So you're pulling everything up and in. Okay, and you're going to open up through that glute, piriformis, glute min, keeping the feet stacked on top of one another in line with the tailbone. We're doing about 20 repetitions or until you feel fatigue, right? You might get to 20 on the first set of exercises because we're doing all the same one side first, then switching to the other side. 3, 2, feel that glute working, and done. Turn the toe under. I can slide up a little bit here. Turn the toe under. It's in flush. The quads are flush. Turn the toe in and come up. So just make note that my toe is turned under. Okay, and you're feeling it through that glute. Abs in nice and tight. Breathing it out, aiming for 20. But if you start to feel too much fatigue, then you're going to stop and switch to the next exercise. I think I can do about 10 more. 9, keeping that toe turned under. That's half the battle, or most of it, is keeping the toe turned under, because it really at this point wants to rotate out. We're going to try and keep it turned down to really utilize that TFL and that glute med. 2, last one, and done. Bringing it back behind you. This time your upper body rotates forward, okay, pulling the abs in. You're going to turn the toe up this time and come into a lift through here, keeping the toe turned up. Lift. Probably got 10 more in me. I'm starting to feel the burn. Abs are in, neck and head and shoulders are relaxed. Nothing should be working too much in the upper body other than stabilizing to the floor and helping you breathe. So be mindful of that. When things start to get fatigued, we start to tense up and hold our breath, and we don't want that for ourselves. 3, 2, and done. Last exercise, we're going to lay on our back using the bender ball between the knees. We're going to come here. So I had my right leg down. My right leg is going to be the one working. So my left heel is going to come off the floor. Remember, keeping the ribs down. We're just lifting at the pelvic floor. Just lifting the hip. So it's an actual hip thruster, trying to really focus on that right glute working, okay? Not the right quad or hamstring. So just lifting and tucking, pulling the belly button in. 10, 9, 8, keeping the chin tucked here so we're not extending through the neck. 3, 2, and done. Feel that glute working on the right side. So what we would do here from this point is just turn, flip over, and we would go through that whole series on this side as well. Doing both of those 2 times through, finishing off with our ball. We're going to have the heels. Remember, we had the heels way up on top of the ball so that we're not going to use our calves, okay? And we're going to lift our bum, but keep our hips down so we're not arching through our back. Keep our ribs down, sorry. Then you're going to roll the ball in, okay, utilizing your feet, and then roll out as if you're flexing the toes. So it's pull and push so that we're using the whole hip complex, inner thigh, quads, glutes, hamstrings, core, calves, front of the shin, feet. Everything is working together. So we're not just isolating any one muscle group. Everything is working pretty much from the ribs down. 10 to 15 of those. Hug your knees in. Reset the hips. This is a really good one to do. You're going to take the yoga block, place the feet a little bit less than hip width apart, and you're going to go 1, 2, 3, squeeze as hard as you can. You might hear an audible click or feel it. 1, 2, 3, squeeze. 1, 2, 3, squeeze. 1, 2, 3, squeeze. Sometimes I get a couple audible clicks, but it's resetting that pelvis. After that, I'm going to come up to tabletop here. I'm going to hold onto the edge, bottom edge of one patella, and I'm going to take this one and press it in. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, inhale, and breathe out. 1, 2, 3, switch. 1, 2, 3, switch. 1, 2, 3, switch. Last one. 1, 2, 3, switch. 1, 2, 3, switch. And that will do the same thing as this, the audible reset, just a little bit gentler. So I like to do both. It's a good reminder, balancing out the muscles, reminding me to breathe at the end of a workout, and just resetting that pelvis if anything was to have gone out due to imbalance, lack of ligamental strength, but that's what we're working on. So There we are. You're done your lower body. Go back up to the top and do the hip hinge, the squat, and finish off with the seated dead bug again. And then you're done.